So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to create extra help appointment times for your students. What this will do is it will allow your students to go into your Google Classroom and choose an appointment time for extra help. After a student has chosen an appointment time, that appointment time will disappear for any other students. So they'll only be able to see the available appointment times. And then the appointment time will show up on that student's calendar. So you need to open up Google Calendar. And if you look over here on the left-hand side, you'll see a list of all of your calendars. Now, first is your personal calendar or your school calendar, and then you'll see your Google Classroom calendars. Now, you may have a lot listed here. If you've taught with Google Classroom for a long time, you may have a lot. You can go remove any of the extra ones just by clicking these three dots and clicking remove. So what I want to do is I want to uncheck all of the other classes, and I just want to have the class checked that I'm going to create the extra help appointment time for. And I'm actually going to create it for DVC Theory for X week, because next week is X week, and that's when I want to start. Okay, so I had just have DVC Theory for X week. It's a class that meets period 1, 2, and I have all the other calendars unchecked. So I'm going to click on next Wednesday. I'm just going to click once on next Wednesday to start a new appointment. The first thing I'm going to do is type extra help. So if you go right below here, you'll see there's an option for an event, an option for out of office, and then there's an option for appointment slots. So go ahead and pick appointment slots. And then you want to make sure the date is just the 23rd. So I'm going to choose the 23rd. I'm going to go over here, and I'm also going to choose the 23rd. And then I'm going to put the times in. So this class meets at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to put 8 o'clock as our start time. And then for our end time, I'm going to put 9:15. Now, if you're selecting from the list, you'll see 9:15 as an option. But you can actually select 9 and just go and click in it and then change the time. Okay? Now, I want to have my slot duration be 15 minutes. And I want to do some more options here because there's an option for more options. So I'm going to click that. And I want this to repeat every other Wednesday because I want to have it on X week. So I'm going to go to does not repeat. And I'm going to do custom. So you can do weekly on Wednesday, but that would be every Wednesday. So my A week and X weeks might overlap. I want to have my A weeks on one week and my X weeks on the other. So I'm going to choose custom. And I'm going to say repeat every 2 weeks on Wednesday. I'm going to have it end on December 23rd. I'll remake this because sometimes the vacations mess up the X week and I don't want it to go into and be on the wrong week. So I'm just going to have it end on December 23rd and I'll make a new one in January. So I'm going to say done and I'm going to click save. Now what that did is it created, and I actually already had one, but it created that extra help option for the next until December, okay? And now I can show you what it looks like when a student logs in. So I'm going to actually log out as me. And I'm going to sign in as a test student account. Is actually super helpful to have. Okay, so I'm going to go to this student's Google Classroom. Oops, I need to do up here. All right. So here's this student's Google Classroom. You can see some other teachers are also using this student ID as a test. I'm going to go to DVC Theory 4. So now if I go into DVC Theory 4 and I go to the Classwork tab, okay, you'll see there's an option for Google Calendar. Let's go ahead and open Google Calendar. I want to make sure I'm still on the student account, which I am. And now if I go to the 30th, which is, I think I may be on the wrong calendar for this one, but that's okay. If I go to that, now you'll see if I open it up, it says go to appointment page for this calendar. And if I open that up, so I want to show you how this looks from the student view. I'm logged in as a student. It's student 777. I am in the class that we have. Now, if the student goes to classwork, one of the options they have is they can go to their Google Calendar. So it opens up their Google Calendar. And if I go to next week, you can see there's an option for extra help. If I click on that, now this is their calendar. This is the a student in my class. You can see it was created by me on the calendar for DVC Theory 4A week. So I can go to the appointment page for this calendar. So here's the appointment page for this calendar. Now there's nothing in this time because I actually made it for next week. So I'm going to go to next week, and you can see there are extra help slots here. So if I click on one of those extra help slots, I can save that extra help slot. And what it does is it now takes that slot away. So no one else can choose that slot. And if that student goes back and looks at their calendar, they now have an 8 a.m. extra help slot. And I think it even created a reminder and everything. You can see it actually is here's the extra help slot. It says the organizer, it says the student. It's going to set a reminder for 10 minutes before for this student, and they now have that appointment. If they delete the appointment, it'll put the extra help slot back on the calendar that all the students can see. But because this student has selected that extra help slot, the option is gone for anyone else. And you can see it just created it for next Wednesday. It didn't add that student to everything, but here are the other extra help slots. They can go in and pick one for another week if they want to by going to the appointment page. And that's it. That's how you create extra help slots for students to choose from for your Google Calendar.